Hi, this is Debbie from Organic Oasis in Northern California, Zone 9B. Here at Organic Oasis, Tomato Tim and I still have lots of squash coming off our plants. We love zucchini, and I've made lots of zucchini bread. I've frozen a lot of zucchini. I've put the zucchini in all kinds of soups and casseroles and all kinds of things. I've made stuffed zucchini. Today, I'm going to try a different recipe. It is a summer squash soup. I'm excited to try it. So it came from this cookbook, The Ultimate Guide to Preserving Vegetables by Angie Schneider. And the recipe actually is a frozen summer squash soup recipe. I don't plan to freeze it. I'm making just a small batch. I'm going to eat it. Tomato Tim and I are going to have it for dinner. Let's get cooking. The first thing that we're going to do here in the soup is we're going to saute the onions and garlic. It calls for 150 grams of chopped onions. So I have my onion here, and I'm going to go ahead and chop it up. I've already measured it, so I know I have enough here. Now this soup is pureed, so going back to what I always say, if you watch my videos, I am not going to worry about chopping this very small, simply because after I saute this and put the soup together, it's going to be pureed. I'm going to use my immersion blender on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do a quick chopping here, not anything fancy. Okay. And so it calls for 1 cup of chopped onion or 150 grams. It also calls for 6 to 8 cloves of garlic, roughly chopped. So I'm going to go ahead and I have my garlic here. This is all from our garden, the onions and the garlic. So I'm very excited to use this in this soup. I'm just going to go ahead and do another quick little chop here. Okay. And now we're going to move over to the pot. So here's my stock pot. And the first thing we're going to do is saute the onion and the garlic for about 5 minutes. I have this wonderful olive oil that I got that my stepson gave Tomato Tim and me as a gift from Greece. He went there on a vacation and bought that. So I'm really excited about that. Now we're going to put in our onion. I have this heating up. I'm going to put in the onion and the garlic. And we're going to saute this for about 5 minutes or until the onion becomes translucent. The onion and garlic have been cooking for about 5 minutes, and the onion's nice and translucent. And now we're going to add the spices. So it calls for half a teaspoon of chopped fresh thyme, but I don't have fresh thyme right now, so I'm going to use just a dehydrated powdered, and I'm just going to use a 1/4 teaspoon. Here's my thyme right here. And I am going to, and the next thing is a teaspoon of chopped fresh rosemary, which I did have the fresh rosemary. So here's my 1 teaspoon chopped rosemary. I'm going to put that in. And now we're going to keep sauteing it for about 2 minutes, just so those herbs, the flavor really gets infused in here with the olive oil, the onion, and the garlic. So while the onion, garlic, and spices are simmering over there, I'm going to start working on the zucchini. So we want 2 pounds or 907 grams of summer squash cut into 1/4 inch pieces, 1/4 inch slices. So I'm just going to cut off the ends, and I'm going to go ahead and I think what I'm going to do is, rather than doing the 1/2 inch slices, I think what I will do is cut it in half like this, and then do my slices like this. So I'm going to slice all of my zucchinis. I have 4, 3 Palermos and 1 of the green calabasas. I'm going to go ahead and cut all of those up. Again, this will cook, but it will be pureed, and it's a pureed soup. Next, we're going to add 2 pounds of summer squash cut into 1/2-inch slices. I went ahead and cut mine into slices, but I cut those in half just to make it easier to stir it and to manage it. Here's all my wonderful homegrown squash, Palermo, and green calabaza. So I'm just going to put it all in here like this. Now we're just going to go ahead and saute the zucchini along with the onion and garlic and spices, salt and pepper. And we're going to put the lid on here on your pan, on your pot. And we want the heat on a medium low. And we're just going to let this cook for about 15 to 20 minutes until the zucchini is nice and soft. So I'll let it cook and I'll come back in 20 minutes. The zucchini has been cooking for about 20 minutes. And you can see it's nice and soft. It's way soft. And so it's ready to be blended. And you can put it in a blender, or you could put it in and use your immersion blender. I am going to use my immersion blender. I have a KitchenAid immersion blender. If you do decide to do it this way, please make sure you put a protector onto the end of the KitchenAid. I have this gadget. It's a silicone gadget that goes on the end so that when I puree it in my pan, I don't damage the inside of my pan. The soup is really hot. So I'm going to go ahead and just very slowly, I'm going to go up and down like this. Now this is all that is going on in this soup. The only other thing you add is it says you can add a little bit of cream or milk if you want. You can also sprinkle Parmesan cheese on top of it when you serve it. You can put croutons on top. You can put basil on top. So cilantro is recommended. So cilantro, basil, Parmesan cheese, little croutons. Maybe add a little bit of cream into it. Okay, so now I'm just going to start mixing it here. This looks like it's almost done. I've been blending this for maybe 5 minutes. It looks like it's nice and smooth. There's no longer any pieces inside. So now I'm going to serve this. I'm going to go ahead and plate this soup. So I haven't added anything else to it. I've just made it basically just like the recipe called for. I'm going to go ahead and put 3 big spoonfuls in here, or ladlefuls in here. And it does say to go ahead and serve it with croutons on top, Parmesan cheese, cilantro, basil. It looks like a nice green healthy soup. I'm going to do the cheese on here. I'm dehydrating a bunch of basil. I don't want to go back out and pick more today. Kind of tired. So here's the soup, all delicious with the Parmesan cheese. Now let's taste it. So the soup is done and it is absolutely delicious. I already tried it. I couldn't resist. Look at the texture here. It is thick. The Parmesan cheese tastes delicious on it. I wouldn't think to add anything else to it. You could put cilantro, you could put basil, you could put croutons. The Parmesan cheese is definitely a must. You can have this with salad. You can make a sandwich to go with it. Have it just the way it is. Tomato Tim and I are having it with this delicious bread. It's a dill cheese bread that my daughter gifted to us. It's from someone in our neighborhood that has a home kitchen and bakes sourdough. This is what we're having for dinner tonight. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. If you like these type of recipes, please subscribe and follow us. Thank you so much and happy harvest.